Hi guys, I'm going to do a T2 production planet today, and it's my day off work, so woohoo. I've already set up the command center on this barren planet. The planet is useless, it's got nothing on there I want, so this is going to be our base for our T2 production planet. Now I'm tethered outside the station for now because there is a current war going on and I don't want to get booped up with all these lovely materials in my cargo hold. Right, what we want to do is our end goal with this is to produce coolant, enriched uranium, consumer electronics, mechanical parts, and robotics. So I am going to split these up into two pieces. So mechanical parts, robotics, consumer electronics, and that'd be one, and enriched uranium and coolant, that'd be other. So as always, I like to start with a launch pad after I've upgraded my command center. Boop, launch pad. Right, now what we need from this launch pad is basically we just need advanced industry facilities. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to link them as normal. There we go. All linked. Now I want these to produce coolant. And I want them to be routed to the spaceport. Same thing here. I've got two because it requires 10 units for a cycle of on the blueprint for a fuel block, so every hour we'll get enough for one run, which is enough for me, you know. Plus if one goes down and runs out every 2 hours, you know, we'll have enough for one run, which is happy, you know. It works, it's enough. Right, so this needs water and electrolytes. Naturally we're going to put them in there in one go in a minute. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go to Planetary. I'm going to warp to the customs office whilst having local on, so I can see if any war deckers jump in system. Then I can get already nice and lined out, you know. Right, I can hear us coming out of warp now, so I'm going to assume that we're here. Right, Planetary Customs Office. Like we said, coolant, we need water and electrolytes. Now I've collected all these here. Go over there, transfer them to the station. Now, here we're going to go electrolytes, water to the left, factory, and electrolytes, water to this factory. Always do it methodically, guys, so you don't get lost at what you're doing, because it will get very frustrating and annoying, and we just don't want things like that to happen. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do enriched uranium. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Two down here. On the other side. Link them up. Set up your enriched uranium. I really must learn the hotkeys for this one though. We're going to create route to the space pad. Do the same thing here. Enriched uranium. Create the route to the space pad. Click submit. Now, for enriched uranium, we need toxic metals and precious metals. So we need to half these because they're going to be needed for the other production. So if we want to click shift and drag, now that's what, so I'm just going to say 5,150. There you go, that's roughly. Now precious metals, let's just say, what's that, 7, so 3,600. They're going to go over there. I transfer these into here. Right. Now they're in the storage pad. Again, guys, check in local. Don't forget, another cool trick is if you click shift, you can highlight them local like that, and anyone else that jumps inside won't be highlighted. So if you miss it, you know, it's a good little trick. If you miss them jumping in, it's a good little trick to notice, because you'll realize it's not highlighted, and you'll be like, oh, well, they jumped in. Right, now back at our storage facility, we need to route the precious metals to the factory, route the toxic metals to the factory, precious metals, factory, toxic metals, factory. There you go. Right. Now this little spaceport here is our lovely unit. It's producing everything we need for coolant and enriched uranium. Now all we got to do, again guys, just like the resource planets, is swap these out. When the material appears in there, swap it out for the T1 produce. Oh, I love tea. Right. So we've done coolant and enriched uranium. Now we're going to do mechanical parts and consumer electronics. So I'm going to put down a spaceport like normal. Now this is the bit where it gets a bit confusing, because we need mechanical parts in the production of fuel blocks, but we also need it in the productions of robotics, which we need for fuel blocks. So the way I like to do this is I like to set up the robotics first, and the reason why that is because it then you can work out how much you need for other things. So just like before, link these two, schematic. Let's go find some robotics. Now I want to route the robotics to the spaceport. There we go. Now that gives us output unit is 3 cycles. Robotics, I wouldn't worry too much. Just build 2. Right, they require 10 mechanical parts and 10 consumer electronics each. So to produce these, we need to be producing 20 mechanical parts. So we need 5, 10, 15, 20, 4 factories producing mechanical parts to get this running. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down the factories. I like doing it like this because it gives you a really nice visual of what's supplying what. close together as we can. Right, there we go. I do know we have to link them. I just had a horrible feeling that I was putting down the wrong factory, hence why I didn't do it. Now we want to route. Oh, link them there. Link that one there. Link that one there. I link that to that one. Submit. Now we want to route mechanical parts back to the launch pad. Press submit. Back to the launch pad. Everything goes back to the launch pad, guys, with this one, because it makes it easy to remember. Oh, forgot to route there. Back to the launch pad. Right, submit. Now these are all routed to the launch pad. Now the launch pad, it has 5 mechanical parts incoming. And what we want to do is we want to route these there you go, outgoing 10 units. And I'll just click mechanical parts, freight route, 10 units. There we go. So that's nice and routed. So that knows when that gets the mechanical parts from these factories, it's going to here, which is all cool. Right, now we need consumer electronics. So needs 10 for each. So I'm not actually sure how many consumer electronics produces. I have forgotten. So this is why I'm going to look it up on here first. Right, it produces 5 per out cycle, and we need 10 units for producing robots. So we need 2 of these factories. For 1 of the robotic plants. So we're going to need to go make another 2 of these. Link them. Submit. These are producing consumer electronics. So we want to the spaceport. Right, back to the spaceport. Now submit. So these are producing consumer electronics. 5 focus, 5, 10, 15, 20. That covers that. So now we need to go into here and create route to this factory, amount 10. Then we need to create a route to this factory, amount 10. So that everything's routed where it needs to go. So now we just need the materials. Like before, I've got some in my cargo hold. Yeah, see, we have a new person in local. See, they look just like a member of an Orc Corp or something, just an NPC Corp. I don't think they pose any danger. They're possibly a scout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift click up to the top, and now they're in. Now when someone steps in, we'll see. So I'm going to go to here, open this launch pad. Now for consumer electronics, we need chiral structures and toxic metals, and for these we need reactive metals and precious metals. So we're going to go boop, 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 boop. Now we're going to put them all in here. Materials in here, we need to send them to where they gotta go. So we need to go here, create a route there to that factory, remembering which order you do it, guys. Make it methodical, otherwise you will get lost and end up things routing to where things don't need to be routed and you'll lose cycles. So that's all the consumer electronics done. For chiral structures, now they also need toxic metals, so we're going to go back in here and we're going to go toxic metals to start from the left again. Now that should be all of them done. So if we submit that, see, these factories have started producing, which is excellent. So now what we need is we need reactive metals and precious metals up here, so we can do the same thing again. Storage, start with precious metals from the top. All the factories. You only have to do this once, so don't think, oh, that's boring and long, I don't want to do it. There we go. Now we're going to do precious metal, reactive metals. See, you get so lost in what you're doing. It's reactive metals. There you go, guys. Another 2 people. Another 3 people jumped in local. See, that's now a big spike. So I would probably say they were with each other. So then what you're going to do is shift up. Right, so now I'm going to click submit. They've all started building. Excellent. Right, now if you remember me saying we need mechanical parts for the blueprint. Now, this isn't included in this, and the reason why I did this separately is so you don't get mixed up which mechanical parts go where. So what you're going to do for this is you're just going to get a advanced industry there. You're going to plonk it. Which is the easiest way to show you? Plonk another advanced industry down, guys, right next to this spaceport, and get this spaceport over here. Submit. Mechanical parts over there. Oh, I've got to do the links. Rookie mistake. There we go. So now these over here routed to this spaceport. get another one. Actually, we'll just stick with one. I don't want to eat the resources out of the robotics production. Click submit. Reactive and precious. So we're just going to go back here and go precious, reactive, submit. So that's going to start building. Any of the materials that go into this spaceport, guys, are coming straight off the planet. They're not going to be used in production. They're going to be used in the manufacturing of fuel blocks. Whereas all these materials here, they'll be used to go into the production of robotics, which then will come with us to go into the manufacturing of fuel blocks. So this planet, guys, this will just sit here and produce. I will take out a video that will go through the whole lot. It'll just be like a fuel block production chain overall video. I was just making these videos to take it through step by step, so it's not quite as boring, even though I've got that really boring voice, which is hard to listen to anyway. So what I'm going to do is leave this running. I'll come back when I make the other video, and you'll see the whole thing from the resource planets to the T1 production planet to the T2 production planet, and then eventually manufacturing of fuel blocks. Okay, so this has been Lyndon with the Black Knight Industries, going through some PI, brilliant passive income, brilliant way to subsidize fuel block cost, great thing to get involved in during the war deck, or when you've got nothing to do, when the fleet's not going, when no one's mining. It's just a brilliant thing to do for some passive income. Thank you very much, guys. Fly safe and all the best. Don't get booped.